Hello, welcome. This is Analyst Hangout. I am Frank Komalape, and of course, as usual, we have a guest around now. Ambrose Omodion, Chief Research Officer, Investor Consulting Limited, is here with me live in the studio. Thank you for joining us, Ambrose Omodion.
Thanks for
we appreciate you for coming again, even though it's a holiday.
Thank you.
You were able to take a break from, other. From rest, let me put it that way.
You are correct. It's good to guide investor what to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also joining us virtually, we have Olaide Bano, who is a macroeconomic analyst. He joins us now. Thank you for joining us, Bano, for your time. And happy Salah. Hello, Bano.
Hello. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Good to have you again. And happy Salah to you. I'm sure you're resting well. Okay. I mean, of course, we have Olaide Bano joining us virtually there. And of course, we get started in a moment. Let's start from the market in the week as the equities market opened the week in the negative territory. Nigeria's equities market dipped by 1.47%. That's about 417 billion naira. As all share index and equities market capitalization decreased to 51,127.38 point and 27.846 trillion naira new reading there. And on Tuesday, however, the market recorded the first gain of the week, rising by 0.03%. That's about 6 billion naira, and analysts will say it's a marginal gain there. Looking at the market capitalization increase from preceding day low of 27.84 6 trillion naira to 27.85 trillion naira there. By Wednesday, the Nigerian Exchange Limited all-share index had jumped by 0.07%, sustaining the previous day trajectory as the market rose to 27.87 trillion naira. While on Thursday, all-share index appreciated further by 0.34% as capitalization now grew by 93 billion naira, bringing the index to a new reading of 51,355.74 points and 27.96 trillion naira from 51,178.41 point previously. However, the market remains short on Friday as a result of the Salah holiday. We also witnessed the same on Monday as well. So let's get talking now. Let's start from a studio here. Ambrose Omodion, thank you once again for joining us. We'll see three trading section. Powerful, will I say, of course, but one was around more than 400 billion naira. But the rest, of course, some analysts will say it was a marginal gain. How that it was all the same in the positive territory. Talk to us about what you observe during the week.
Actually, for me, it's still a mixed market, but with returning or buying interest coming back to the market, which is good. The market is still on a negative close for the week. That means for straight 6 weeks, we have seen a market in the red. But during the week, we saw kind of a straight 3 days recovering. After market have lost which 1.94. The gain now is still below the first loss for the first trading day of the week after the holiday. For me, market is trying to find its feet. But the good news for investors is that the earnings of the companies coming to the market as we speak, whether the pending full year result that hit the market or the Q1 that I've seen so far, they seem to be good to support the market, to give a direction as we speak now. If this trend, we'll see this week, we saw last week, continue. Okay, today is Friday.
Yes, of course. we are still in the week.
Exactly.
Yes. But the holiday makes it look like it's already
exactly. If we continue this, for me, it's a good one because as at the close of trading yesterday, we saw an increased number of shares on the gainer chart. It tells you that buyers are gradually taking over the market in the short period of like last 30 trading days, which is good. On the strength of liquidity coming back gradually from dividend payment for the cash payment that was done. And at the same time, seeing this impressive number on a quarterly number that came from the financial service providers, and also the full year result that came from Uma Bank and the Access. This number that came also boost investor confidence for banking sector, and also in the history of Nigeria, we have to make it clear the most consistent sector that have been in terms of dividend payout has been banking sector, and that trend has been sustained despite the headwinds that we saw in 2022. For me, we say kudos to the bank, and that tells you that if what is happening today, despite the missed, economic outlook for 2023, there are some sectors in the market that will still do well, that investors will use this first quarter number that we're expecting to kind of represent their portfolio. That's why I said, for investors that see market going down, be shaking, it's still a baby investor. When market is coming down, it's for you to open your eyes and see where
that's the right time to take position.
Exactly, where will I be, laying down my net to catch? Because why? Market will not remain a downtrend, it will not remain an uptrend. That's why anywhere they will say buy low and sell high. Also, don't forget that in a matured economy, after entry May, that is the summer holiday, they will say sell off in May and come back in October. But our markets for the last 5 years have defined that sell in May, and now that May to Nigeria is another period for handover. It's possible that the next day the statement that will come from the incoming government will change the whole sentiment in the market. For me, as I said, for investors that are in the market, all I advise that stay with your dividend. And also, most companies that have dividend payment day, and that may also will change the market. For me, a company that has year end in May, there are few, maybe like a stock like a PZ. Also, the March account will also be common. Like already, Airtel have given an indication that their audited results will be in the market before on the 15th of May. You see, this activity that will change the market, and these numbers is but for a mature economy, because their numbers are missed, are gloomy, they'll be shaking, and also go sell in May, you also will be in that domain. But here in Nigeria, our territory is different. That's why for you to really make money in Nigeria market, you must understand what is happening in this economy and also follow the trend.
So instead of selling in May now, you have to wait.
Exactly.
And wait a little bit and wait till October. Okay. But let me quickly go to online. You're free to disagree with
no.
I mean, you're free to disagree. So can we say can we say of this the same thing for a Nigerian market? Is it time to sell in May and come back in October? So what's your observation for the trend we've seen in the market over the week?
I won't say it's time to sell in May and get back in October, because the Nigeria market have defied, or I would say that market policy, or let me say market sentiment in that way, because currently now, as we said, only this week the market still closed negatively despite that 3 consecutive days uptrend, and that was only significant because of that MTN price depreciation that happened on Monday. So only because of that, but we've seen the resilience of the Nigerian banking sector and some other sectors in the market, like the consumer good and many other ones like that. So the kind of resilience that they're able to compensate investors also with good dividend and with every other price appreciation. The markets have been so resilient, and this period, I think, is maybe not the time to sell, because the prices of those liquid stocks and all those good fundamental stocks are still moderate, are still in a good way to be able to say, let me come in May. Possibly within May, October, and possibly December, you can even have a meaningful price appreciation within that period. So okay, yes, you want to sell and have a positive return. So I would say it's the best time to sell in May, because you just need to be very cautious, look at all your numbers very well before you go into the market.
Okay. Still talking about, how the market has moved so far. But if you have to look at the sentiment recorded in the week, so would you say that we have come to the end of correction in the market? Is it time to start partying now? Can we now say yes, the bulls are back?
Yeah, what happened in the past 6 weeks, we've seen a kind of price decline in the banking sector, because they are the most active sectors we have in the market, and coupled with the fact that the likes of the big other stock like MTN and Airtel that depreciated within this last 6 weeks. So the banking sectors have, despite their full year 2022 earnings, that they have much of impairment that impacted on their bottom line. So this Q1, investors are actually expecting a good performance in Q1 as a result of the impairments will not definitely be impacted this period, and also even for the full year 2023, which investors are expecting, the impairment is not expected to be as high as it were in 2022. So all these things just need to be looked into, because they set I would say the correction, that's what investors are actually looking at, to say, okay, yes, when is better for me to look at. And as Abdo said in the studio, the investor that is seeing the market that is going down and getting panic is still a baby investor, because when the price is going down, that's when good investors are coming into the market.
Okay, Ambrose, let me come to you in the studio. So what more do we expect in the market to change, you know, this upward trajectory we're seeing, to add up, I mean, to make it heavy? Yes, because at this level is still very light.
No, for the market to sustain the positive sentiment and momentum, we need to see a positive Q1 number from the high cap stocks. We know that the market, you know, looking southward as a result of sell-off in Ether and Dangote markdown, and also MTN. And if the first quarter of these companies, you know, as from next week, you know, come to the market and we'll see a positive number, that will support this trend. But if this big cap stock also continue on their down trend, I tell you that this 3 days will be short-lived, you know, because of what those high cap. But if that high cap release the result next week, I will see positive number. From what we are seeing in banking sector, the momentum will continue. But once all those big cap, like especially the Dangote cement, Boa cement, Boa food, Ether, and MTN, these 5, if they maintain, whether they remain flat, no change in price, or the earnings come to the market and it beat market expectation, and as we expected that the number that will come from MTN and Ether for first quarter, okay, all eyes on the Ether full year, but for MTN that had December as year end, the first quarter is supposed to, you know, to be in positive way, you know, terrain from what we are seeing from the banking sector. Because during the, you know, the economic contraction we saw in the first quarter of the year, there are some sectors that will not get the hit, but some will be, you know, will hardly hit and will be like less losers for that period. But something like, you know, telecom companies and the banking sector and other service providers might not be hit with that kind of contraction, because you know that when there is no liquidity, people will not go for much of what they need before need. For now, we can see that the number that came from the banking sector so far, especially their first quarter, like my colleagues have said, that most of them have made huge provision for impairment for 2022. And the good thing is that despite that impairment, most of them also good their payout. You can see the life of GTB, even though it's temporary, life of Zenith Bank, life of UBA, why MTN Access Corp has come to crown it with almost like moving from 70 kobo, you know, final they paid in 2021 to 1 naira 30 kobo, and also the same thing for, you know, Stanbic IBTC. We saw, you know, what's it called, ETI, and even the what's it called, Women Bank and FCMB. These banks are consistent in dividend payment. This is the beauty of the market. But once the big caps, you know, release their good numbers, this trend we are seeing will continue. But if on the other side, you know, contrary, we saw a missed number from them, and also the investor continue to sell down on those, this trend will be short-lived, as I said earlier. But I believe that because we're going to see more Q1 number next week, you should add momentum to the market. Okay,
let's wrap it up with this segment. Let's wrap this segment up with Olaidebanu. What's your outlook for next week? Ambrose had said that the Q1 result we're expecting may likely come into the market and change things over. Sustain the current trend we are seeing. So what's your outlook?
The outlook, I would say, expect it to be more of mixed sentiment, and still be largely on the Q1 report that we are expecting in the market from next week. So it's still largely one and more of mixed sentiment. So